Today we are here with Divinedivak, who has a YouTube channel. Divinedivak is a mature vlogger who makes how-to videos, product reviews, and haul videos. I'm very excited to have her with us. Hi, my name is Lisa Marie, and here we are on Living My Best Life Over 50, or whatever age you are. I make videos on aging, staying relevant, and just living your best life at any age. Today I'm doing a collaboration, my first collaboration with Divinedivak, my bestie. She's the one who got me into YouTube, so thank you for that. And she has an awesome channel. There'll definitely be links below, playlists. We did a collab video together for her channel, and I'll have that link below as well, or in the cards you'll see it. And so I'm really excited for you to check her out, and we're gonna ask her some really great questions. So let's get right into it. What do you think is the most important thing to stay relevant? What do you do?
I think in order to stay relevant, you have to surround yourself with multi-generational people. So you don't stick just with your generation, because you lose the things that are coming before you and the things that are coming after you. So I think being able to embrace and not alienate myself from the generations behind me keeps me very relevant.
That's excellent advice. I think we could all benefit from that. Do you have any makeup tips for mature skin that changed your life?
I think that the biggest thing that I came across was that I didn't stick with a time in my life when I thought I looked beautiful, or that I was in sync with what was going on in fashion, and lock myself into that. I mean, when I was early 20s, that frosted blue eyeshadow was cute.
Mimi from the Drew Carey show.
Yes, it was popping. And I knew I looked cute in that time. I could have frozen myself in that time and still wear that today thinking I was hot. And I wouldn't be. So I would say stay relevant. In order to stay relevant, watch what you see on social media, in magazines, on TV, and then play. Try things.
That's good.
With mature skin, the only caveat is you need to know what your skin type is. Because if I'm lucky enough to be oily, have a very oily skin, so I look younger than I am.
Yes, you do.
I always looked younger than I was.
Yes.
Now I'm happy to embrace it. Back in the day, I was not so happy. So, but if you have drier skin, you want to stay away from powders or anything that's going to accentuate the lines.
I love the idea about not staying frozen, because I did for many years. I mean, I really did with the hair, and I finally gave in and started making changes, and I noticed I started looking younger. So you are 100% right about that. Listen to this woman, she knows what she's talking about. You decided to embrace your natural curl, because when I first met you, you used to straighten your hair, and you've also decided to embrace your gray. Now, a lot of people are afraid to do both of those things, or one of those things. What would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence about should I or shouldn't I?
The one thing that I found when I decided to embrace my gray was that nobody was caring about whether I was gray or not gray. I thought everybody knew I was gray or not gray, or being a curly-headed person in a straight hair world. People don't care.
I mean, nobody was like talking about it?
Yeah, it wasn't revelation news. And I was working in corporate America when I decided to go curly. So for those of you curlies out there who feel that you can't wear curly hair in a corporate setting, not in this day and age.
Right.
We put those barriers on ourselves. I would say nobody's looking. There are young people who gray early. No one can tell your age based on the fact that you're gray. I think that's a thing of the past, the people that was in the past, but not now.
Look at the ones dyeing their hair gray.
Yes. You have the whole trend of gray hairs.
Or wigs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a whole series on
right.
my
That's
channel
right.
about gray
If you're
hair.
interested in wigs, Divinedivak has a lot of videos on wigs, by the way. You should check those out.
But I would say nobody's thinking about it. Everybody's so busy into themselves that they're not really even noticing, other than the fact that, oh, your hair looks beautiful. Does it really
Right.
curl that way? And
Yeah.
you know, once you get over that initial, nobody's thinking about it.
And you got so many compliments too.
Yes.
That's the thing. If you had any insecurities about it, that would have been gone right away, because everybody loves your hair and comments on it all the time. The curls and the color.
You embrace your natural hair, however it grows out of your head, because your hair is curly too.
Yes.
When you embrace your natural, you don't have to do so much to it.
That's so
it
true.
doesn't take so long to get ready in the morning.
That's a good
I
point.
remember in some of the summers where I was taking that, I don't know if any of you guys have done this with that mascara wand with the black that you do the roots with. I mean, I would put those in, and then when it got hot and I started sweating,
Oh
I'd
my
have these black things running down my face. So, no.
Yeah. Just say no.
Yeah.
As a mature woman, how would you encourage others to try new things and expand their horizons? Because you've had a lot of change in your life over the last few years. So you'd be a really good person to answer this question.
I look at life as there are seasons in your life. And each season you go through is a finite amount of time. And we shouldn't spend more time in the season than we need to.
That's good.
I believe that we're given grace for the season that we're in. And as we transition from season to season, we should just embrace the fun, embrace the sad, embrace everything, because that's what gives you your life's about.
Yes.
And I think of when I'm on my rocking chair in my 80s, that I can think back on my life and say, I tried.
Yes.
I tried this, I tried
Good.
that, I tried this. Rather than to say, I protected myself from everything that could happen to me that was bad or that was different. I happen to be living in a place where I am different from most people. And so my
In a
life,
good way.
in a good way. But my life is always being different, sometimes being the only one. So for me, embrace it, because it then adds another chapter to my life.
That's exciting. I mean, that's encouraging to me too, and we're very close in age, so it's still motivating to hear, even if I'm doing similar things, but in a different way. So I would encourage anybody to go out there and try new things, and don't be afraid, because you have absolutely nothing to lose. And one thing I always say to people is that time passes whether you do that new thing or not. So at the end of the time, do you want to have done that new thing or have done nothing? I mean, what does that say if you don't actually accomplish anything? Then you'll be having regrets. We don't need to be having regrets. So, last question for you today is going to go deeper than we have already gone. And that is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
That one actually is pretty easy of all the questions you asked.
Good.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
That is huge. If I could ever go back in a time machine, I mean, I thought I was fat back then. I mean, all these things I had preconceived ideas about myself that I had, and I was sweating all of them.
Yep.
And there's no reason to do that.
Right.
And I also realized that, again, as I said in one of the other questions, people are so wrapped up in themselves, they're not even thinking about me. I spend a lot of time as a young person worrying about how people would react to me. And in reality, they're in their own world. They're not thinking about me. So if I had, had that revelation back then, I probably would have been happier in a lot of the situations that I put myself through.
I could not agree more. That is so true. And it's funny, I was thinking I was going to have you dig so deep when, isn't it just typical that sometimes it's the simple things that are the big things? We make everything too complicated. It's just like worrying about what other people think when they're too busy thinking about themselves. And here we are thinking about ourselves, but thinking they're thinking about us too. We're a little self-absorbed, I think, as people. We could all work on that.
I think so.
Thanks for watching this video. Again, there'll be links for Divine Diva K's channel, our video from her channel. If you like this kind of content, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I definitely want you to comment below, because I want you to interact with us and be part of the conversation. It'll be a lot of fun, interacting with you. Also, feel free to share this video if you think other people would benefit from it or enjoy it. the more the merrier. We welcome everyone. And be sure to go ahead and visit Divine Diva K. I encourage you to subscribe to her channel. I've been subscribing to her channel for years, and even the content that doesn't particularly apply to me, I still enjoy it because she does a great job, especially reviewing products. I love hearing her take on the products. If you want an honest review, this is the person to get it from. She does not hold back her thoughts on it, and I appreciate that because I don't want to spend my money on something that I don't really want. And then she also shows you the things she really used in the long run, and she also talks about fragrances. Sometimes she does the kind that you spray on yourself, like perfumes. Sometimes she does melts that you put in your little warmers. So there's some really fun stuff on there. Of course, there's makeup and hair products. Be sure to check out Divine Diva K. Thanks again for watching. You are all a blessing to me, and I'm just so glad you were with us today. Have a great day. Did I miss anything that you missed? Okay.
You were thorough.
I am very thorough.